Starting your week the right way, come into the FPL Green Room with me, Gianni and her, Holly Shand.
Coming up on today's show, we're going to have my numbers game as we react to all of the action from Game Week 17, and Gianni's going to come in with the eye test. I only caught one game today, or this weekend, but it was the game that's had 9 goals in it, so definitely picked a good one. So yeah, lots to discuss as well, because a big injury this weekend is going to shake up the template.
I'm so up for that. Genuinely, I was going to give Saka the Ipswich game, obviously, and then I was looking at how can I get to say an Isak, and it was looking like Saka was going to be my cash cow. So look, we're going to be forced to sell Saka. There are a ton of replacements. It depends on your risk appetite as to which ones you might like or not. Like Bruno and Odegaard are the safe, good, solid, obvious picks, I'd say. But then we need to talk about the likes of, I think, Ahmad at 5 million just because he's so cheap. Jota, is Jota going to start versus Leicester at home? I think he might. So yeah, we'll get into all of that later, shall we, Hol?
Yeah, definitely. How is your game week gone then?
Oh gosh, I've not checked my live rank. I'll do it now as we record. I don't like it. Yeah, it's not been great. I sold Solanke. I know my bench points. I benched 27 points.
Wow.
3 players. Sells 7, Rogers 14, Mikolenko 7, all on my bench. I started Fabianski for his 3. Yeah, loads of blanks. I'm 79 points.
Right.
Mostly down to Mo Salah, right?
Not a disaster then. I'll be honest with you, going into the Liverpool Spurs game, I was on 31 points. Obviously, I'd said to you on the pod last week that I was prepared to rip up my team to get Isak in for the Ipswich game.
Yes.
Didn't end up selling him. Didn't end up buying him. And I benched Rogers as well, like you. So I was on 31 points, having really missed the Isak and Rogers hauls. Yeah. But I did have Trent, Captain Salah and Solanke in the last game. So now I'm suddenly on 86 points and a 40k green arrow. So I'm buzzing about that. And the thing is, the moves I was looking at were Isak and maybe like a João Pedro or a Jimenez in for Solanke and Cunha. And they've both delivered. I ended up doing Robinson in for Aït-Nouri instead, who got the clean sheet. So yeah, the transfers have been okay in the end. And now, obviously, Saka being injured means that I've got a better route to Isak now, because I was having to buy a crap forward that I didn't really want. So I'm feeling happy, to be fair. It's like it was looking bleak a couple of hours ago, but yeah, it's all
right. That is awesome. I'm glad those choices were great. Robinson coming in with a 6 points. I think he was close to bonus, but I don't think he might have got one bonus.
I don't think he's got one.
Was he just
Doesn't
short?
Look like it.
But yeah, it looks like a great move there. They've only kept 2 clean sheets this season, Fulham, but yeah, 0-0. And yeah, Isak is now open to everyone. Like those that had Isak were laughing. Those that didn't have Isak probably didn't have a route to him, or they'd have him already. So it's like now you're selling Saka, you're going to have money. Everyone that owns Cunha, for example, will be going Cunha to Isak, or even João Pedro to Isak for some. Like if you take Saka down to an Ahmad or a Jota, you got a lot of money. Where do you want to start, Holly? You were on did I hear you on Fantasy 606 last week?
Yeah, I was. I went on to talk about the assistant manager chip. And obviously,
what did you say?
Because we work for the Premier League, publicly, we need to say good things about the assistant manager chip. Well, or maybe just not criticize it as harshly as maybe we would in private. I did say that it was complicated, but I said there's a lot of opportunity there.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed.
It's got the upside, isn't it? And we need that.
Yeah, when you're chasing,
season, we need that.
Yeah, exactly. Sudden death though. They had me on the ropes early, and I did panic. I was a bit disappointed in my performance.
What did you get? What was the topic?
So it was teams that have been in top at Christmas or in the relegation places at Christmas in Premier League history. So it was like 45 teams, but of the 11 teams that had been top at Christmas, 8 of them had also been bottom. And any of those that you called out then made your opponent have to then name 2 answers in a row.
Leicester?
Yes, but they kept coming at me with doublers and I was struggling. I panicked.
I would. It's the time pressure on those sorts of games that get me.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
It's being recorded sort of as live, and therefore you just cramp. You're like, oh man, that's tough.
Yeah. But it's cool having them little social clips coming out that's like BBC Sport. So I was
did you get one? Did you? That's nice. Yeah, I always like those socials. Yeah. There we go. Good to hear you on the Beeb. And yeah, we'll be, I think tomorrow, well, we're recording this on Sunday night. On Monday, we're both on the fantasy show, aren't we?
Are you in the studio?
No, I'm on Zoom.
You're on Zoom. Oh, I'll see you virtually then.
I'm a late sign up. I'm a last minute replacement, I think. I don't know. Is it a show that wasn't scheduled but is now or something? I don't know. I was only asked to do it yesterday.
Right. I mean, I've had my invite for a while.
I have, yeah. Mate, I've not done I don't think I've ever done the fantasy show on remote. Ever, I don't think.
Back on the subs bench.
That'd be weird, yeah. I think that's what happens when you rank to 1.4 million. Let's get cracking with some numbers game and eye test scouting, shall we? Should we start at Villa City because it was such a cool game for Villa. They dominated from start to finish.
Did they? I mean,
really did.
City again. To be fair, though, I expected, given how poor City have been and how good Villa are at home, I did expect them to play well. I was a little bit nervous benching Rodgers, as I should have been, as he hauled 4 shots in the box, 1 on target. We saw Duran start again and Watkins benched again and Duran on the score sheet. Yeah. So that's something that we definitely need to keep an eye on. City and Villa have both got great upcoming fixtures. That's something that we need to consider as well, because, I mean, I know City's form means that we're probably not going to invest. And I think Everton at home in game week 18, maybe not as easy as it looks on paper, given that I think Everton have got 5 clean sheets in 6 now. But then Leicester away game week 19, West Ham at home game week 20. We've got to take note of those Villa's fixtures for City. Villa obviously travel to Newcastle in the Boxing Day fixtures. Then they've got Brighton at home and Leicester at home in game week 19 and 20. We did see Foden, your boy, with 6 shots, 4 on target. Got the late clean sheet wipeout.
Yeah, he looked good. Do you know, because De Bruyne didn't play, we see this quite a lot. When Foden gets to be the main number 10, he does turn it on. And the goal at the end was great. Before that goal, though, the overall XG for City in the entire game was something like 1. It was bad. Like, they're so off it. Haaland, very little. Again, Haaland without De Bruyne is an issue. Grealish played. He was sky high on the left, but a lot of backwards and sideways passes. And again, it was sort of Gvardiol playing in his almost back 3 in possession as Rico Lewis plays inverted. I think it was Kanji Stones off the top of my head, and Gvardiol was the back 3. But it's just not right. It's just not right there. But when you look at the fixture ticker, Man City are top. Like, they have now an unbelievable run. But are they going to go to Everton and score loads of goals? Are they going to play Leicester and score loads of goals, and West Ham and score like the next 3? And then after that is Brentford, Ipswich. Like, what a group of 5 games. Some will punt to a Foden because of Saka. Personally, even me, I don't think I'll do that.
No. And there is a route back to Haaland now. Like we've said, City's fixtures turn game week 18. Maybe something will happen and that route's Haaland will be back on. But for anyone that's not got Isak, he's immediately the player that you want him to buy with those Saka funds. Shall we move on to Arsenal then? So 5-1 win away at Palace, which is, you know, Arsenal have been playing well, but Palace isn't an easy place to go because Palace were in decent form coming into this game. So it was impressive to see how well Arsenal played, especially since Saka was only on the pitch for 23 minutes. Yeah. I mean, I didn't actually see the injury. I've seen pictures of him leaving the ground on crutches, but it was an instant hamstring pop, was it?
When you go off at that sort of point in the match, because so often we see Premier League footballers give it 10, give it 20, maybe they come out after half time, or that you see him late on in a game. But when it's early like that, and especially because we know he's had issues there before, it doesn't look great. And obviously crutches, like we saw the post-match video. So he's going to be an immediate sell. And it's concerning not just for FPL managers, obviously, but Arsenal too. Because if you look at the Arsenal attack in recent weeks, yes, Gabby Jesus came up with the goals in the week and again at the weekend, but we know Jesus over time doesn't usually do that. So who are they going to rely on? Because Saka has been their everything in attack. Even when Odegaard was missing, like Saka was so heavily relied on. And I think they're going to struggle for goals might be a push, but I don't think they're going to be free-flowing, high goal-scoring Arsenal without Saka. I know yesterday was a bit of a freak. And actually, Palace had more shots than Arsenal in the game. You know, it was pretty level. The scoreline wasn't level, but the XG numbers were.
Yeah, it's so frustrating that Ipswich at home next as well. You think like it would have been great to have Saka for that game. And there's a little bit of niggling doubt in my mind of should I be looking to bring in a different Arsenal midfielder? Like they've been so good, especially in set pieces. You've got Rice, who's been taking some of their set pieces. I mean, I've got Gabriel for that game, so and Raya, of course. But yeah, some good underlying numbers from some of the Arsenal boys. We saw Jesus, of course, with 5 shots in the box, 3 on target, 2 big chances. Martinelli, 1 big chance, which converted 3 key passes. Havertz with 1 big chance and 1 key pass, but obviously he was playing deeper. We've not seen Saka have a period of absence for Arsenal for a long time, so it is going to be interesting. Is there anyone that you would go for from this Arsenal attack with Saka out?
I mean, if I was shopping for a forward and I had Isak already, I would consider a short-term punt on Gabby Jesus. I just think when you've played those 2 games against Palace and you've got those goals, and knowing Arsenal now have an available spot in the attack, I know Gabby Jesus probably isn't going to play on the right-hand side like he has, but it's unlikely. But it just frees up an extra spot if they're shifting someone from left to right or whatever. I'd like to think Gabby Jesus now starts versus Ipswich. And if he keeps playing well, he keeps his spot. But he's only 1 game or bad game away from being benched. He's high risk.
Yeah.
It's Odegaard or no one if you're looking at midfielders, though, isn't it?
I don't mind a punt on Declan Rice, you know.
Oh,
I'm not going to do it.
See that coming?
Yeah, but like last season,
you get half the corners or all the corners, maybe. Who knows?
I know. I haven't actually checked the stats on who took all the corners.
He's been on 50% of the corners with Saka on the other 50. But will he go to 100% or would Odegaard take some? I don't know.
Last season, Rice got 16 goal involvements.
Yeah. No, he was amazing. And he's not playing number 6 anymore. Like it's always Thomas Partey or Jorginho. Like Declan Rice is a box-to-box number 8.
And the fixtures, they've got Ipswich this week. Then it's Brentford away, Brighton away, Spurs at home. Like they're good fixtures from an attack perspective.
They are.
But yeah, I probably won't go there. I mean, Crystal Palace as well. Obviously, it wasn't their best game, but we saw Ismaila Sarr with his 4th attacking return in 2 games. Underlying numbers are really good as well. 5 shots, 3 on target, 3 in the box, 2 big chances. Mateta, 4 shots, 2 on target, 1 big chance. He also created 3 chances, including 1 big chance. Tyrick Mitchell with 3 key passes as well. And again, Palace's fixtures are nice. Bournemouth away, Southampton at home, Chelsea at home, Leicester away, and even beyond that, West Ham away, Brentford at home, United away. There are options at Palace. Sarr is a midfielder as well, 5.7 million.
He's cheap. He is cheap. And he's nailed. Like he wasn't at the start of the season.
Back-to-back 90s.
Yeah. Like he's been great. And obviously Nketiah's injury has helped because he started the season with Nketiah and Mateta. That does not work. They both want to be the number 9. I think I'd be willing to spend that certain amount on a Palace attacker. The problem with a Mateta is, do I look at 7.2 million and go, oh, that's a Palace attacker? It just seems a bit heavy. It's a bit like buying Bowen at West Ham. It's like, if I'm going to buy a West Ham attacker, because I have trust issues there, they don't score many, you go, oh, maybe Kudus just because he's cheaper. Bowen's surely great, but it's a lot of money. Same as Mateta for Palace. Committing to 5.7 for that attack, or you buy a Minoza or a Mitchell, because it is a back 5. Minoza's had his suspension now. I mean, the fixtures are amazing till like game week 30 odd. Like it's a great stretch.
Yeah.
So I do like Palace. They're on my radar for sure.
Yeah. It's exciting because there's so many places to look, and we've probably got a few days to ponder it as well, haven't we?
I think that's a good thing. And do you know what? If in a way, I'm glad Man United didn't. If Man United had gone and scored 2 or 3 goals today, everyone would be buying Bruno. They still might buy Bruno because Bruno's great. And I guess his numbers were good, Holly, from Man United Bournemouth. I mean, I watched bits, seeing the highlights. He was as sharp.
Yeah, he had 7 shots, 4 key passes. United were actually top for shots this game week with 23.
Nuts.
although I haven't checked the stats from the Liverpool Spurs game because we recorded just after. Ahmed had 3 shots, 4 key passes. Garnacho came on in the last 35 minutes, had 4 key passes, 1 big chance creation as well. That is. I mean, the first couple of games in the Amorim era, I was hopeful, but you look at losing 3-2 at home to Forest and then losing 3-0 at home to Bournemouth. That poor performance away at Spurs defensively as well. There's a lot of doubt in there now, isn't there? And that's not going to help.
The last 6 of Ten Hag's reign, the last 6 games, he had the same points or wins as Amorim's first 6. Yeah. Not much has changed yet.
No.
I think it will change in time because I think Amorim's going to be class. And it is a change in system midway through a season where you go, you've got to pay a back 5 now. Like these players haven't played a back 5, some of them in their entire careers. But it's going to take time. Do you have trust issues jumping on a Man United attacker now? Like, where's your favourite? Is it because I thought before coming on to record, I saw the Saka news. Me and Holly are both selling Saka, and I bet you when he's going to buy Foden or Jota. I'm not even looking at Foden, but look, I've had people tell me that they'll be buying Foden because they know me, and I went in my head. I think Holly will be going Bruno.
Never considered Bruno. Still looking at Ahmad because I think it rotates nicely with Rodgers. Because obviously,
I've not looked at that rotation.
Ahmad's got Wolves away this week, which you would probably play him for, versus Rodgers and Newcastle away. And then he's got Southampton at home, game week 21. Can't remember what Rodgers has got that week now. Rodgers has got Everton away that week.
Yeah, okay.
So you could play Rodgers for Brighton at home, Leicester at home, 19-20.
Yeah, so, Ahmad and Bruno both clocked an XGI of like 0.8, 0.9.
Yeah.
On another day, they're both hauling.
I am half looking at Ahmad, but you know when you've got more funds than that, you want to spend more money. And there's other attacks that I trust more, that I want to be invested in. Like I look at Newcastle, who've just beaten Ipswich 4-0 away, and I did say that I wanted to rip up my team to get Isak in, and he's definitely coming in this week. But I'm thinking, do we need more Newcastle attackers? Because that was a good result, because Ipswich are quite good at home.
Yeah.
Obviously, we had the Isak call, 5 shots in the box and on target, 3 big chances. But we saw from the midfielders, Gordon had 3 shots, 2 big chances, 3 key passes. Bruno G, 4 key passes, 2 big chance creations. Jacob Murphy, 3 key passes, which were all big chance creations. At the moment, I look at Newcastle and I think everyone's going to be buying Isak this week. Everyone's going to own him. Do I buy a second one to be a bit differential? They've got Villa at home, which is a home game. So great fixture. Then they've got United away. United's defence is terrible. Then they've got Spurs away. Spurs' defence is terrible. Then they've got Wolves at home, Bournemouth at home, Southampton away. Like, there are options there. I think I've done my Form V fixture charts, Gianni, and I'm not going to be doing a video on this week because there's just not time. But do you want to hear the top 3?
I do.
3rd place, Chelsea. I'm already doubled up on their attack. Are you tripled up now?
I'm tripled up, baby.
Yeah. 2nd place, Newcastle. 1st place, Liverpool.
Where do we go though at Liverpool? If you got Salah, you got Trent. Like I think I'm probably looking at Jota again. Like, does he start? Though? It's $1 million question.
I mean, I'll keep staying ahead of you if I keep making the same moves as you, and I am looking at Jota because, I know he was benched again today, but surely he starts that game.
The thing is, if Liverpool had been bad, or even average, or even a little bit good, I'd be going, Jota definitely comes in. He's first choice number 9. And he is. 7 of the first 8. Number 9. Premier League season. But no, Luis Diaz played really well. As the number 9. I was like, But I
could buy Diaz.
Well, I think Jota... No, because I think Jota starts this one and not Diaz. But I think in terms of long term, I'm not 100% set that Jota is going to be the first choice 9 moving forward. I think he is. But Diaz is, if his only route to the team is going to be as the number 9, because if Gakpo is going to stay on the left, or maybe Diaz returns to the left and ousts Gakpo, but Gakpo seems first choice. So I don't know. You look at Gakpo, you look at Diaz, you look at Jota, and yeah, 2 of them are going to start, but I can't safely say which 2. Szoboszlai's going to start.
I guess it's your appetite for a short-term punt.
That's
Jota
the thing. I
is.
don't want to be wasting the transfer. Whoever I buy, I'll probably want to hold in that spot. If you said I've got a 1-week punt, I'd be Jota without even thinking.
And
But
how many frees have you got?
Mate, I never have.
You've got 1 free.
Yeah, I have to use a transfer every week, and sometimes I have 2. Like, wish I'd rolled that last week. Maybe then it'd be a bit easier.
Would you buy a Newcastle midfielder over?
I look at that Newcastle run, and sure, I definitely want Isak, but I'm not moving heaven and earth for him. I'm waiting till game week 21 where he's got 2 homes, Wolves and someone else. I'm going to be going with that Isak till then, I think.
Jesus,
I know,
Gianni.
I know.
You've done this before this season with Salah, and you're like, oh, I'm not getting him till game week 16.
I know.
Isak has got 6 goals and 2 assists in his last 4 game weeks.
In the EFL Cup on Thursday night, they scored 3 goals. He wasn't involved in any of them. I know, like, he's brilliant, but I don't think the fixtures are great. Look, Villa, Man United, Spurs, I think it is. Have I remembered that rightly? God, like, I even know his fixtures.
They're great fixtures. Villa at home. Villa at home is a great fixture.
It's goodish.
Newcastle at home at St James's Park are great. And then you look at those.
And the way they're playing, to be fair, I didn't see 4-0 coming at Ipswich. I didn't see that.
Those next 2 fixtures against the Manchester United defence and the Spurs defence that are both shocking. The United have just conceded 3.
I'm definitely not buying this week. I could buy Gordon.
Spurs have just conceded 6.
And
they were in home games.
Yeah. It's fair.
I can't believe you're not buying Isak.
I know.
Is it because you're chasing? If you was at my rank, would you be buying Isak?
100%.
Yeah. But you're not tempted by Newcastle midfielder then?
I love Gordon. I started the season with Gordon and Isak, and so I do like them. I do like Eddie Howe. I do like the team. I just don't want to be buying Anthony Gordon as an entry point when I could have an Arsenal or a Liverpool mid. If we're buying anyone this week, surely it's a Liverpool or Arsenal player.
They've scored 13 goals in the last 4 game weeks.
Yeah, they are. And even their EFL Cup game was 3 as well. Like, they're looking good. They are looking good. I don't know where I'm going this week. I must admit, I'm a complete mess. There's like one of 5 or 6 midfielders I could buy. I could buy Ahmad. I won't buy Bruno. If I buy United, it will be Ahmad, because I think the 3.5 million saving there is substantial enough. It could be Jota, it could be Odegaard, it could be Gordon. And I've not even looked into it. That's just top of my head. I've not even clicked buttons and scrolled. That's just names that come to me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think I'm going to go Jota.
Holly, are you happy to sell him in a few weeks if he's not I think I love that move.
Yeah.
That's the one I want to do. But when he starts, he's only going to play 60, 70 every time. But that's fine. Because if it's Jota with good fixtures, that's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, he's going to start against Leicester, I think. But then they play Thursday, Sunday, right? So the Sunday game, he won't away at West Ham. So
I need to think about my route to Isak as well. Because at the moment, I've got Solanke, Wood, Cunha. And we're still, obviously, Cunha delivered again. Goals in back-to-back games in the 3-0 win against Leicester. New manager bounce. When is he going to get his ban? We've heard nothing. The club had until last Thursday to appeal. We still don't know the outcome of that. I mean, I think it will be Cunha out anyway, because...
Oh, really? I can't sell Cunha. unless he's banned.
But then you look at the fixtures. Manchester United at home, great fixture. Spurs away, great fixture. Those next 2 fixtures are decent. He's going to start 2 games.
He's going to be around. He's going to be around because I reckon it could be office hours, like the ban.
Do you reckon?
I don't know.
We'll see if we hear anything on Monday. But I can't sell Chris Wood ahead of Spurs at home.
They're off for Christmas. You could hear something Monday, Tuesday, but if you don't hear by then, it's like it's office. He's not in. The band's not coming in until the new year.
Do I sell Solanke?
Yes.
Do
He's
I?
rubbish.
He's got 4 goal involvements in his last 3.
Dominic Decoy, get rid.
Just because you sold him.
I know.
Shall we talk about Chelsea then?
Yeah.
The 0-0 against Everton. So you had triple Chelsea attack for that game. Luckily, it wasn't the TV game. We were spoilt with Fulham 0, Southampton 0.
Yeah, and do you know what?
Blanks
There was
for
one
Palmer,
moment where
Enzo, and Jackson, and you had Mikalenko clean sheet on your bench as well.
Oh yeah.
You gotta
There's a
laugh.
lot. XGI numbers were all right. Like Everton defend well, don't they? I kind of thought in my head, is this the first time this season Chelsea haven't scored? There must be it's coming many games where we've not scored. I thought if we score early, it could be a rout. But if we don't score early, we know Dyche is very happy parking that bus and he's very good at it. I just backed us to score in the first half an hour. I
Yeah.
remember saying on Chasing Green Arrows, I was like, Chelsea are going to score in the first half an hour. And if they do, it could be 4-0. But that didn't happen. And there was one moment, I think it was Palmer to Jackson forced a good save. It was like, that would have been massive for me. But there are quite a few out there. I say quite a few. There's a fair few out there who captain Cole Palmer this week. Like Cole Palmer was 100% at my rank, EO, and 108% in the top 10K. He was pretty popular. So, yeah.
That was unfortunate. I mean, he did have a decent game as well. Like, you look at his underlying numbers.
Yeah, they were there. But it was no Mo Salah game, you know?
No.
Decent
2 shots,
enough,
3 key passes. It's one big chance.
But Fulham at home is a good fixture for Chelsea on Boxing Day.
Yes, it is. I think you can be confident going into that one.
Just don't know if we're going to see mass rotation because they're so used to playing twice a week with the midweek rotation. When they did it in the Premier League a few weeks back, I think it was a trip to Southampton, Jackson was dropped for Nkunku, and it was like there was quite a lot of rotation. Because this is a game against Fulham, and the rest is quite good because it's Sunday, Thursday, Monday for Chelsea, I'm hoping he goes full strength, Maresca.
I'm hoping that the Cunha ban comes through because I don't want to sell Solanke. Like, I look at Spurs, they've scored another 11 goals in the last 3 game weeks, 3 against Chelsea, 5 against Southampton, and 3 against Liverpool. Like, they're still scoring goals, and Solanke is still getting involved.
I don't love it.
Forest away, game week 18, that's not a great fixture, is it? But then they've got Wolves at home game week 19, and then Newcastle at home game week 20. That game could easily be a 3-3-ish again, couldn't it?
Yeah, it could be.
So basically, I need the Cunha ban to come through.
But you don't want the Cunha ban because you own him, and that forces you don't want that, and you own him, and he's about to play Man United at home. That's a good fixture.
Yeah, but I need to get Isak in. Who do I sell for Isak?
You know, he only got the 3 bonus points from a last-minute pass today. His last-minute pass put him into 81% pass accuracy, which bumped him up in the bonus. How funny is that? I think he literally went from 6 to 9 points, I think, with that one pass. It was that tight, the BPS. Okay, Holly, let's move on to our big decisions of the week. Because captaincy, do we need to discuss? I don't think so.
No.
Let's not even do it. Let's not even mention his name. We're going to talk.
But it's just so ridiculous
without mentioning his name.
Was that his best return of the season today?
Was it? I don't know. There was a few when I didn't own him where he got similar points.
No, 21. It's the first game that he's got 4 attacking returns in. He's got 26 goal involvements in 16 games this season. Do you know what? If I didn't know that Liverpool had a double game week coming, I would have triple captained him for that Spurs game.
Yeah. I'm jealous of everyone that's still got the triple captainship because you're probably going to be putting it on Mo Salah very soon. And the way he's playing, he's going to break his record of 303 points, is it? He's definitely going to break his record of 303. As long as he stays fit. Like, he's already on 174.
He's nearly at 11 points per game now, average.
Mad. And he's 65% owned. There's still 35%. I guess it's a lot of dead teams, but there must still be about 10, 15% of active managers that don't. If you're in the comments, comment on YouTube or let us know on pod platforms when you rate us if you don't own Mo Salah. We want to hear your stories.
Is Leicester at home on Boxing Day a triple captain?
Hell yeah.
Do you wait for the double game week?
No, if you've still got it, do it because the double game week, you might want to use your other chips, especially now with the thingy.
And Everton
It's worth
It would be
consideration, is what I'm
fantastic.
saying.
Oh gosh, I've got that to stress about over Christmas now. Yeah, so
Definitely worth consideration, though. Leicester is huge.
Yeah, I'm going to be bringing in Jota for Saka, and I'm going to be bringing in Isak for either Solanke or Cunha. But I don't know which one. I think Chris Wood's got to stay, even though he's my worst form of my forwards at the moment. He's got Spurs at home.
Yeah, no, you got. That's
fixture.
a great fixture.
I've got funds in him. I've had him since my game week 6 wild card, so I think he's staying.
Yeah. By the way, the bonus points, we record this after the games, and the bonus points have just checked. I've just seen my team. Lewis Hall has got me a sneaky bonus point. I love it how they change so late. Like a day after the game, you can get a bonus. You can still get bonus. It's funny.
I mean, I don't know if I like it that much, I'll be honest.
Yeah, fair. All right, so big decisions, Hull. Where are we at?
Well, where are you at? Because I know what I'm doing.
I have no idea what midfielder I'm
on a
buying.
Cunha ban.
I've got no idea.
I can't believe you're not buying Isak. So you've got one free transfer, and you're going to use that free transfer to go from Saka to someone else. You need to punt on someone exciting. You can't go safe with one free.
I'm going Jota, I'm going Odegaard, or I'm going Ahmad.
How many returns did Odegaard get yesterday? 0?
Don't even know.
0.
Don't even know. It'll be on penalties for Salah. No returns?
No returns.
XGI was 0.32. Yeah, it's not great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saka wins the penalties, though, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. Odegaard's probably unlikely. Do you know what?
Odegaard is not a sexy pick.
I said Jota.
That is not a you pick.
No, it's really not. As soon as I saw the Saka injury, I retweeted the video that we've all seen with the words something like, "That's Jota in for me." Then, like, it's so obvious.
Yeah, you've been talking for a couple of weeks about how you might take a Jota punt on Boxing Day.
Yeah.
And now
that was always the plan.
Excuse.
No, yeah, true. That was always the plan. And do you know what? The other one I do like, and I said I wouldn't consider him. I'm just looking at Foden's minutes of late. He has played back-to-back 90s, and he is 4% owned. And he has got Everton at home, Leicester away. Could I?
It's the early kickoff.
Wow,
so we'll
we're going to get news as well.
Are you doing a deadline stream on Boxing Day?
Yeah.
Ditto. Yeah, this is going to be the last pod for a little while, guys, because the game weeks don't match up with our Sunday night records. And then we're both away, and there's like an FA Cup break, isn't there, as well? So the next podcast coming out will be Monday, the 13th of January for Game Week 21. But you can find us both on our YouTube channels if you want content from us over Christmas.
We're not short. Like, you're not going to be short of Gianni and Holly content. You'll just have to find us on our own channels rather than FPL Green Room. But yeah, we will be back with our Sunday nights in a couple of weeks' time, guys. But yeah, it's been great so far, but we're obviously busy over Christmas with families as well as our own channels. So we've got to prioritize that. And we're both at Centre Parks, aren't we, Holly? That is one. I'll tell you what, should we move on away from FPL chat? A couple of minutes left of the show. Centre Parks. You sold me Centre Parks about a year and a half ago. I've been once. I loved it. And I'm already going back. And we're going. You leave the day I arrive.
Yeah, but we're not at the same one, are we? Yeah.
Different sides.
I think this is maybe probably about the 7th Centre Park trip for me with the fam. Something like that. It could even be more. I think it's 7. But yeah, looking forward to it. The kids don't even know that they're going to Centre Parks yet because they're fully focused on Christmas. But it's such a good trip, especially because it's a bit more difficult now. My kids are school age and taking them out of school, but they don't go back to school till the Tuesday. So we can do a cheeky Friday to Monday at the end of the holidays, which is good because you've got New Year. And then it was like, well, New Year's on a Wednesday. They still don't go back to school till the following Tuesday. I was like, come on, we've got to go away.
Yeah.
This week, it's your term for parenting moment of the week. Now, I'm sure you've got plenty of material because you've been going full festive attire with Gaia, and it's probably the first Christmas that she's properly on it and getting it. So go on. What has been your hack?
Do you know, one of my hacks is for her now, the big hack is just entertainment. Like a couple of weeks ago, I said it was dens. Now, and obviously hide and seek and peekaboo are good, but now it's just everything is just whatever you got over your head. Like it's just a crowd pleaser every time. So like blankie over your head and like just like or whatever. I don't know if it's part of the festive thing or just the peekaboo thing, but it's hide. But hide, it's got to be over the head. Like, and I just think that it's just so cute. Like you give her a blankie or a pillow or the duvet or a towel, she just runs under it at all costs. So I'm loving the cheap solution to no toys needed, just using stuff. Like, and I'm like, oh, that's refreshing to see. You know, give them a cardboard box or a towel. Like, but I mean, I'm sure that craze isn't going to last forever. It's going to be like, where's my good toys, Daddy?
Thing is, it's like it's at this time of year where they've kind of got bored of all the toys. But once you've got that wave of new toys coming in on Christmas Day, then you're going to be full on with all the toys. Do you spread them out
through the days, whole like, or do you just go Christmas Day all the gifts? Because the new toys are a godsend, aren't they? Because you just go, they've got a good distraction out. And I'm like, I want those staggered.
Yeah, we have spread them out in the past, but as they get older, it's more difficult.
They're more demanding.
Like, like the toys are open in like half an hour. Santa presents done in half an hour. Then it's like, right, well, we'll have some breakfast and then we'll get started on the ones under the tree. I think when they're younger as well, you can kind of get away with going to family and being like, oh, you can have this present early. But we're quite good at dishing them out. So yeah, it gets more difficult. But also, you can, once the presents have come, you're not going to get them all out of the packaging. So you can put a few away and then get them out. Like she's probably not going to remember, oh, where's that toy that so-and-so got me? But when you're doing your wrapping, have you done your wrapping yet?
Yeah.
I was going to say, when you do your wrapping, make sure that things have got batteries in, that you've got all the cable ties off, that anything that needs to be built, you don't wrap, you build it and then wrap it.
Yeah.
Because you know what it's like on Christmas Day, you've got cardboard, you've got paper everywhere, you need batteries, you need your screwdriver out, you need your scissors out, and it's just carnage. So the
good tip.
Pre-preparing presents is good. I've got to the point this year I've had to make sure that all the prices are off everything.
Oh, because they're that savvy to it. Yeah. Wow. God, I'm years behind that, which is great. Holly, we're going to wrap because it's almost at the 40-minute mark. And we'll be back very soon. Like Holly said, it'll be a couple of weeks, but you will see us on the other side. You'll see us on Holly's channel, see us on my channel. I'm often on the chat on Holly's channel on Fridays, likewise with Holly and me. So let's say our goodbye, shall we? Drop a comment, drop a review. If you're on any podcast platform, do rate us. On YouTube, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and have a very, very Merry Christmas.
Yeah, absolutely. Remember, if you want to leave us a little Christmas present, that review or that subscribe is much appreciated. Every little helps to support the pod. Thank you to everyone that's been watching us so far this year or listening to us so far this year. We're really enjoying the pod. And yeah, have a great Christmas and I hope you get some green arrows.
I need one. See you later.